No, no, you put the, yeah. Oh, yeah, you switch the red wire with the green. Yeah, and then that'll cut off the signal. Yeah, and then no more show. Yeah, stop! Hello. Yeah. Hello everybody. It's me, and today is Monday, and it's yeah, I don't care. Listen, Hez woke me up early this morning and told me to do this crap. I don't want to, but at least I can get back to talking about my candidacy. And apparently, according to Hezokuai, he says that I got a new supporter who made a new campaign ad to try and support my run for Congress under the Independent Journalist Douche Canoe Party. That's right. And just remember, if you believe in pepper spraying old ladies for no reason with no consequences, vote for me. If you believe in exploiting people's images online for money, vote for me. And if you want cam backing and people filming in public places, First Amendment auditors to be illegal because they're cam backers and Karens and bootlickers, then I'll write a bill where they'll go to Guantanamo Bay for 72 years of hard labor, minimum sentence, no due process. Just throw the key away and burn it and melt it and turn it into a gold chain for my neck. Yeah, because I'm the pimp, baby, you know what I'm saying? I'm the pimp, you're the simp, I'm Benny, I'm the shrimp. Hey, so Hez says I got a new campaign ad for support. Someone showing support for my campaign, so I'm excited to watch this. Let's go ahead and check this out, guys. All right, let's go. Hit it.
By the power of Uncle Artie.
That's the wrong video, Hez. That can't be
I
right.
have the stupidity.
Listen, man, I'm going on strike. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sick
What
of
a
it.
weird.
I'm getting beaten and tased and all that horrible stuff just because
What
that
a
mean
puss.
bitch is rotten and evil and no good. Yeah, man.
What
By
a
the way,
dim.
when I run for Congress and you vote for me,
Vote for me,
make
shit.
sure that you go to the ballot and vote like at least 2 or 3 times.
Only do it 3 times for me.
Until the election's over, you know, make sure I get all them votes, you know what I'm saying?
Vote for me instead. He's a little doll.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean,
Shut up, you little poop squeak.
vote early and
You're not
vote
a
often.
pimp, you're a simp.
That's what I always say.
Shut up, you little. That's it, Hez. Smack him. Yeah, smack him. While you're at it, suck on to Artie. He's an idiot.
That wasn't a pro ad for me. That was against me, man. What the heck? Why'd you play that crap, Ez? You tricked me. Ding dong, dang dang, nabbit sandwich sauce. All right, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? There's only one way to combat this horrible, terrible travesty that Uncle Artie and Grandpa put against me. I have to cast the spell of voodoo butthole. Let's go. Look at my butt. Look at my butt. Look at my butt. Is that where poop comes from? You like that one, Ez? Oh, damn it. Vote for me.
Oh, that kid, he's annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, King Sue 2000 was first. He says, good morning all. That's everybody. That's all he is. And here's your happy dance. Let's hit it. All right. Thank you so much. Dwayne Johnson paid me to organize his craft room, but sadly, I lost his scrapbook cutting tool. I lost rocks, paper, scissors. By the way, for those of you who didn't see the Saturday show, David E. Persons has challenged the Dad Joke 3000 for another joke contest this Friday. Good Friday. Oh, my goodness gracious me.
How do you get over a fear of elevators? You take the necessary steps to avoid them.
Hey, how do you get over a fear of elevators? You take the necessary steps to avoid them. Yeah, he says that one almost every time I press the button. Good girls here. What's up? Hey, there's Uncle Artie's Bar and Grill right there. Oh yeah, we just saw. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. David E. Person. Hey, Stephen Robertson. What's up, everybody? Voodoo pooped in my brand new sneakers last night. I'm gonna get you for that.
Yeah, it's about time you got some. Man, always trying to chase me when I'm crossing the road and do bad things to me. That's what you get. Yeah, did you put them on and get the poo all in between your toes? Oh, baby, that's how I like it. You know what I'm saying? Turd balls, baby. Everywhere you go, turd balls, baby, coming out my butt. Oh, dang nabbit.
Lessonators in the house. Let's see. And Nerd Girl, Jen's World, Uncle Artie. All right, I think we're caught up. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it's crazy. We always talk about the weather. Today is supposed to be in the 70s. Tomorrow is supposed to be even warmer, mid 70s, closer to almost 80. And then by Wednesday, we're supposed to be back to the 30s again. Welcome to Wisconsin, I guess. But today's going to be nice. So that's going to be cool. And then next week, again, I'm going to Florida. I'm bringing the boys with me. We're going to go visit Hezokuai mom, and I'm going to pick up, a lot of the stuff that I left over when I left there and came here originally. Josiah, what's up? And yeah, so that's going to be good. That's going to be a lot of fun. So obviously I won't be on the air next week, but I might, since I left the phone, I might do some live streams or something, or definitely record some audits or, whatever, like I did last time we drove up there and back. Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Just letting you guys know, I won't be here next week. As far as the Saturday show this week, I'm pretty sure we're still going to do it. The idea is that we'll leave Sunday because they're doing their Easter celebration on Saturday because their mom's going to be at work on Easter. So then Easter, they're just going to be here. It's like, well, if we're going to Florida anyway, why don't we just hit the road now and get it over with? So spend the whole day driving. Okay, why not? Thank you. We'll do like our, little Easter thing in the morning, of course. But it's all good. I said it's all good. All right. That was a terrible heavy dance. Let's try it. All right. Good stuff. Crab Dog McRib. Yeah. Can't wait to see those audits, right? Good morning, everyone. God bless. God bless you, sir. Absolutely. I got to get rid of this stupid mattress. It's supposed to go to the ex's house, but I haven't had an opportunity to bring it there, and she's not in a position to get it yet. And it's just I should just bring it there, and just dump it off on her front porch. And then I got to change that Santa Claus poster. Oh, that's right. I just remembered when I said that. I have to stop when I'm in Florida. I'm going to get all the backdrop stuff that I had from you guys, and I was going to put one of those things up there. Maybe I had all kinds of stuff up behind me when I was in Florida. Maybe I got a Bob's poster, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Voodoo auditing a Buc-ee's. That's right. Cliff, I did before I did a video of Voodoo auditing Buc-ee's. Maybe he'll do a follow-up audit. That'd be fun. But this time the boys will be there because last time I was alone. It's just me and the Voodoo doll and baby Voodoo. Uncle Artie for $2. Grandpa says News Now Voodoo won't win. He wants a debate.
All right, we're going to have to set that up. I accept your challenge. Email me, and we'll work out the details of how and when we're going to film the debate. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I can't wait. I'm gonna mop the floor with the old man and spray him with a pepper spray can. Ow.
Anyway, oh man, that kid's nuts. I'm telling you. Can we get something other than a joke we hear every day?
I tried to take a picture of some fog, but I missed.
I tried to take a picture of some fog, but I missed. Hey, all right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I said anyway. No guns. Well, that's good. Yeah, I got. Dang nabbit. Let's go ahead and get this party started. With how about with some let's start with NCR News Network once again. All right. Yeah. Those crows who attack Hez sure stick together. They're clearly Velcros. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's watch the video, guys.
Enjoy today's video.
Friendly reminder that the government is always recording us, even though it always seems to be an issue when we, the people, record our government in accordance with the Constitution and the law. Let's hope that's not the case here today. How you doing?
You need something?
I'm sorry?
You need something?
No, I don't need anything. Do you work for like in this part for the visitor section?
Not exactly, but you need any help?
I was just taking a look around the publicly accessible areas here. That's it.
So you recording right now?
Yeah, I'm recording right now. Yeah.
You're not supposed to record
Why?
here.
Why is that?
Well, it's quite simple. It's a security concern because you could be recording the layout and the monitoring of the staff coming in and out of the building, the entranceways to the building, and any weak and vulnerable spots in the building. That would allow somebody to actually help escape or smuggle in contraband. So they are highly concerned. They have rules and policies about recording and bringing in audio recording devices, cell phones, GPSs, and other electronic communication devices that could be used to help get access to the layouts of the facility or relay messages that could be used for nefarious purposes.
You're not supposed to record over here, but what do you need exactly?
Oh, nothing. But I'm just taking a look around the publicly accessible areas.
The outside is over there.
Okay.
You want to talk to somebody, but I don't see why you're recording over here.
Well, no, because I have a statutory right to record here.
Wrong!
What's your name?
Oh, I didn't give it. What was your name, though?
So you need to speak with a
Right,
sergeant.
see, that's why I don't give my name, because you don't want to give me your name. It's not very professional. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can I help you?
Yeah, respectfully, do you mind if you cannot record? This is the state facility.
Are you a state official or are you a National Guard?
I'm a national.
National Guard?
Yeah.
You guys are still in the state facilities, the correctional facilities? I remember when they were on strike, the governor put a bunch of National Guard here. You guys are still here?
Yes. So do you mind if you can go outside?
Well,
I understand. If you have any questions, you can speak to the National Guard headquarters. And if you want to speak to any officials, you can call them over online. But as per the rules and regulations, you're not supposed to record anything in this building without any permission.
right. Well, there's if you look at the signage outside, it says, unless it's in accordance with the New York State Right to Monitor Act. Are you familiar with that law?
So, sir, we are here we follow the rules. We
Right.
follow the orders.
You follow the rules, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I follow the law. There's a hierarchy there's rules, then above that is laws. Then you have the supreme law, which is the Constitution, which you swore an oath to uphold, right?
Now, Sean says he follows the law, but yet he doesn't want to obey the rules. Well, then you can be removed from the property. Seeing as a prison would be considered a non-public forum, that time, place, and manner restrictions do apply here as long as they are viewpoint neutral. And in this case, it's to protect the security of the prison itself, making sure inmates aren't getting access to any information that can allow them to escape or smuggle in contraband or aid in the abetting of an escape or the smuggling of contraband. Not only that, it is also to protect the staff from possible attacks from outside sources because of an inmate reprisal. Now, he's brought up the New York Monitoring Act. Well, yes, that does allow you to monitor and record the staff being outside of the prison, because you can do that from the sidewalk or the exterior. That's a non-restricted area. However, being inside the prison grounds, you do have to obey their rules, and their rules state that you cannot record unless you have express permission from the superintendent or it's in accordance with the Right to Monitor Act. And seeing as the prison does have a right to stop you from recording under the security protocols for the prison itself, the Right to Monitoring Act does not really apply here.
So, yes.
You swore off to uphold the Constitution, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
So,
And the New York State Constitution, right?
So at this point, what do you want us to do?
I want you to honor your oath that you took to the Constitution. Again, I'm engaging in a statutory right and a constitutional right. So that's my point of view, is that there's a Right to Monitor Act. Again, I don't know if you're familiar with that law. It's the New York State Right to Monitor Act, 79P. It's a statute in New York State that gives general public the right to record law enforcement officers. And I don't know if you're considered a law enforcement officer right now, but I know they are, or a security officer. I think it's interesting. Why are you guys still, is there like a significant National Guard presence here? I'm an independent journalist as well, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. And just remember, anyone who calls himself a journalist is a...
Yeah, is there like a significant National Guard
No.
presence here?
No, we are the active duty military orders.
I'm sorry?
We are in the active duty military orders.
Right. But you're working in the jail,
Yes.
like walking around,
Yes.
doing checks,
Safety and security.
safety and security of the building. Okay. I didn't know
That's the
that.
reason why I'm just...
Right, but I'm not a security threat to anything. I'm not in a secure
I respect your
area.
job. Whatever you're doing should be meaningful, but
Right.
we work too. You have to understand that. So this
I have
is
to understand what.
Yeah, this is the welcome center.
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't feel very welcomed.
Oh, but baby.
it's all right. Respect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll request to speak to a supervisor if you have a sergeant or a
This
supervisor.
is all the way up the hill. I cannot take you all the way there.
Oh, they
So we are-
can
we are
come
the front-
down.
Yeah, we are the front gate.
So
Yeah.
there's no sergeant, because the woman that told me this, the female
She-
CEO, she said she was going to go get a supervisor or sergeant.
Before that, it's all the way up the hill.
Oh, okay. So the actual correctional facility is
Yeah.
over here, up there.
Yeah, so we
Oh, okay, so
have
this
the
is just like the
access,
welcome
you need
center.
Permission.
Yeah, it'd be
permission
restricted,
is-
right?
yeah,
It's a
if you
restricted
get
area. I get
yeah,
it.
if you get
No,
authorized,
I
then
understand. No, I understand 100%. So what kind of duties do you, just safety and security, or do you
Yeah,
like
safety,
actually like,
security, yeah.
do you like go inside of the dorms and, watch the inmates and things like that? Like
safety,
you just walk
security-
around the jail
yeah,
facility?
Safety security for the inmates, for the COs, for all the facility. You know how the jail is.
Right.
I don't want to explain more in detail.
Right. You don't have to give me your walk plan or what do you, I'm just, I was just curious generally what it is the National Guard would be doing.
Is it okay? May I ask your name?
Sure. My name, no. My name is Sean. Sean. Nice to meet you, sir.
Sergeant Bass.
Sergeant Das with the National Guard,
Yes.
not the New York State Correction. No. Okay.
So,
Yeah. I'm not trying to be a threat to anything. I'm not trying to, there is a law. And if you looked at the sign that says no recording, it says the New York State Right to Monitor
I
Act.
understand.
Now, Sean is using the New York Monitoring Act like the new version of Poster 7. But here's the thing he's not understanding about it. It does have limitations in limited public forums and non-public forums, like a state prison. Now, he can claim that he's doing this under the Right to Record Act, but seeing as this is a limited and a non-public forum, at best it's a limited public forum, but traditionally all prisons are considered non-public forums. He doesn't really have the grounds to say he can record under the Right to Monitor Act. So we're going to jump ahead to when a supervisor actually shows up to talk to Sean about his recording here in the prison.
There is a supervisor.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Hey, how are you?
Who are you?
Hi, my name is Sean. Who are you?
Sean, I'm Sergeant Torres.
Sergeant Torres.
Okay, you cannot be recording on state grounds
Why is that?
because you cannot. You want to do your business, you go across the street. You're on state property.
Right, but I'm exercising my right under the New York State Right to Monitor Act.
You know, I see this on video all the time.
Well, then you should learn. Well, then you should
here.
learn.
Why do you come here to do this?
Then you should learn. Because it's my right under the New York State
And
Right
it's
to
my
Monitor
right
Act.
to work peacefully.
Am I
and do
bothering
my job.
you?
Yes.
How am I bothering you?
Because I kind of come down here and talk to you.
Well, I'm sorry I took you away from watching
asking you-
TV.
I'm asking you very nicely.
I'm
You
sorry
wanna
I
do
took
your
you away from
business?
watching your TV.
He's an asshole.
I
Yeah.
wasn't watching TV, but
Well,
leave me
I've been
alone.
to a lot of correctional facilities. You guys watch TV a
No,
lot.
we do not. That's a myth. and
No, it
that's-
is not. I can show you the video.
Listen, you want to do your
You guys
business,
watch
go
TV.
across the street.
I
I'm not
can
stopping you.
be
I'm
I
asking
can
you
be
to go
right
across the
here.
street.
I can be right
No,
here.
you cannot.
Yes,
You
I
are
can.
trespassing right now.
I am not.
And we are asking you to leave
I'm.
the property.
Are you familiar with the New York State Right to Monitor Act? Are you familiar with that law? It's the 79P New York State Right to Monitor Act.
But
Are you
you're still
familiar with it?
trespassing because I'm asking you to leave.
But I have a
the property.
right to record
And I'm not
law
telling you
enforcement and
not to.
security.
I'm telling you can do that from across
Right.
the street.
But I have a
You
right
are-
to do it here.
You are in state property.
I have a right to do it here. Call law enforcement.
Shenanigans.
No.
Shenanigans.
No.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because Sean is wrong. He does not have a right to record inside the state prison. Now, the state prison is a non-public forum. In New York State, they have the Right to Monitor Act. Yes, and it does allow him to record police in the course of their duties, and it does allow him to record government employees in the course of their duties in public lobbies. Seeing as a visitor center is considered part of the prison itself, and it's on the prison grounds, it's still considered a non-public forum, even though it is a visiting or welcoming center like this one. Seeing as it's a non-public forum, under the forum doctrine, he can be told not to record. And seeing as they do have a policy stating that you would need the permission of the superintendent to film inside the prison grounds itself, and he does not have permission, they can ask him to stop. Seeing as he's been asked to stop and he's refusing, and he's been asked to leave, now he's committing the crime of trespassing, and they can call law enforcement and have him arrested. Now, Sean can argue this in court if he was to be arrested, that he was doing this under the Right to Monitor Act, but even then, the judge would say, you don't have grounds on a non-public forum. Now, if he was to do that outside of the prison's restricted areas, then he would be fine to do so. But seeing as he's on the prison grounds and they're telling him to stop and asking him to leave, he is now subject to being trespassed or arrested.
Call law enforcement.
Right, this is how we're gonna have to go.
I don't know why you're making a big deal of it.
So let me piggyback on all that too, and what's going on. See, it's always the same thing with this guy, with all of these guys, but with him too. Like, they love trespassing. Like, that's their whole shtick. You know, like each one has like their own little thing, you know? Like, you got Colt News with his going to, and FAPA, especially like with the dispensaries. And Colt goes there too, in the banks. Colt loves doing the banks, you know, standing outside of banks or standing outside of marijuana dispensaries or whatever it is. And then, so they got their shtick is that. And then you got, you know, the standards, the guys that go to the post office all the time. You know, Impact Media and his crew are real good at that. They're always hitting the post offices. And, you know, everything. Then you got the ones who, like, I was going to say the FOIA thing. Like, audit them and guys like that. Like, it's always the FOIA thing. Like, they all got their own little shtick or whatever. Long Island Audit, he's all about just trespassing. Like, that's it. And most of these guys do, of course. But, like, I don't know. It just seems like that's his primary focus, is because trespassing is such a misdemeanor and so small that it's like, arrest me for trespassing. I don't care. I'll just get my brainwashed fans to pay my bail. It doesn't matter. I'm still making money. You know, and what's on my record? I got trespassed. Ooh. Like, they don't care. That's why they do it. Because it's not a major crime. But it's just like, you can tell by the reactions of these people if you actually watch them. And what really drives me nuts is when you look at their fans, when you look at the brainwashed lens lickers, and the comments that they make on these videos all the time, right? It's like, I can't believe those horrible, rotten, no good slaves didn't bow to the whim of the guy with the camera. It's their job to do what we say when we said it because we said so. How dare they not? And it's like, did we watch the same video? You can tell by these people's reactions that it's like, hey, come on, dude. Like, why you gotta come in here causing trouble? Stop escalating! I'm just letting you know that we don't allow filming. De-escalate! De-escalate! Who's escalating the situation? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. And it really is. It's just, they push it, they push it, they push it, they push. And the reactions of the people aren't tyrants trying to enforce their will or trying to not do their job. It's people who are genuinely confused and like, why are you filming? Because I can. All right, that's not a reason. You can not film, but you're not doing that. You can eat beans. You can do anything. But you don't because there's no reason for it. Like, what's the reason for your filming? What holds you accountable? Hold me accountable for what? Well, to film you in the course of your duty. I am in the course of my duties. Well, go do them. I am doing them. I'm telling you to get the hell out. And that's the thing they don't understand. It's like when they say, it's on you to create privacy. Right, that's why because it's on me to do it. That's why I am asking you to leave. Because it's my responsibility. There are no actual consequences, right? Long Island Audit's a clown. Yep. Absolutely, these guys are out of their minds. Did the Cubs win? I do not think so. No, they did not. An opening day for the Sox is coming up real soon, too. Fun. Anyway, baseball's, we got 128 games, so we'll see. Or 118, I don't know. I don't follow baseball that close. I mean, I pay attention, but, Anyway, let's check out the rest of this stupidity from Long Island Audits, ladies.
You're making the big deal because you can't be courteous. I'm being courteous with you.
I'm being respectful.
And I'm asking you to go across the street.
I'm being respectful too.
I'm just telling you to do it across the street.
I'm being respectful with you too. Right. I understand that. It's open to the public though. I'm not in a restricted area.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
You trespassing.
Okay.
You want to talk outside?
Well, I don't care. We could talk outside. I mean, I'll show you. I'll show you the sign. The sign actually even references the law that I'm talking about.
You have to respect.
But I understand.
At this point, you're not respecting what she's saying. You are just thinking like what you want to.
No. Okay. So let me show you the sign. Come here. I'm gonna show you the sign. I'm gonna show you the sign.
Let's talk outside.
Right. I'm gonna show you the sign. Come here. Look, the sign is outside. Do you want to go outside or not? I'm gonna show you the sign. You see right here? Okay. How it says no taking photographs, right? But at the end it says, or in accordance with the New Yorkers' Right to Monitor Act. Do you see that? Isn't that what I told you?
That is only under if you are authorized to come in this building. That's why at the very beginning I said, see, I don't have to argue with you.
Right. I'm not arguing.
You have a lot to say. I have a lot to say too. But this states you
Right.
are authorized to this ground with the permission of any superintendent or any higher ups.
Look. The taking of photographs or videos of on facility property is prohibited except with the specific prior approval of the superintendent or in accordance with the New Yorkers' Right to Monitor Act. Do you know what? Or do you? I don't understand. Like, am I reading a different language?
No, you're just misreading this like all frauders misread Poster 7. It states that photography and recording video is prohibited unless you have prior authorization from the superintendent. And seeing as you don't, you cannot record here. And yes, you're going to argue, well, it says the Right to Monitor Act allows me to do so. But here's the thing. The Right to Monitor Act is limited when it comes to recording in prisons. You don't have the same rights as you would if, let's say, you were recording at a post office or a police lobby or in City Hall. Now, you can argue it in court and you would get laughed out of court because the judge would agree that the safety concerns, and in fact, that the prison is a non public forum, or at best, a limited public forum. The time, place, or ban restrictions are viewpoint neutral because they are trying to protect the security and safety of not only the staff, but the inmates, and to prevent contraband or escape. And seeing as your footage could be used as a way to plan an escape or smuggle in contraband, or if your cell phone was to be taken by an inmate, they can use that to plan an escape or arrange an attack on somebody that may have put them in prison. It is a safety concern, so they can ask you to stop recording and actually ask you to leave the property.
I'm not arguing. I'm just reading. It's not everything is an argument. Wait, what do you think this means? Explain to me what this means then.
You are authorized to come in this building with the permission. Any superintendent authorizes you to come inside.
That's the first part of it. I agree. Look, I agree. That's the first part. Or. You know what or means, right, Sergeant? Okay. Or in accordance with the New Yorkers' Right to Monitor Act.
All right, Mr. Sean. Are you really going to argue with
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to explain. It's a difference, sir.
This is such a crock of shit.
It's fine.
See, if I said, wait, hold on. Just hear me out. If I said, you can go over here or over here, that's one or the other, right? You could do one or the other. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be in their way.
Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, sorry. All right, so respectfully, yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you want to take a look at the sign?
Mr. Shaw.
I mean, we could take a look at the sign. That's my knowledge. I'm reading your sign here. I don't.
You are literally trespassing.
How though? This is not designed in a manner to exclude intruders. This is not like there's no fence. It's open to the public.
This is only authorized workers, National Guards.
It says visitor entrance right behind you.
Visiting here.
Right, I'm a journalist. I was just asking questions on the facility. That's it.
If you're a journalist, you could have called them and get the.
They won't answer my questions. But I have a right to record. It literally says it right here. It says that this is what you're explaining to me one thing, and then the sign is explaining a completely different thing, or in accordance with the New Yorkers' Right to Monitor Act.
Okay, Sean, let's play this game out. So you're saying that the Right to Monitor Act trumps the security protocols and the security concerns of the staff. So you're saying that you have the right to go in and record what could be a vulnerable spot that an inmate's family or friend can see and say, hey, I found this weak spot in a pub in the video I saw online, and we can plan to get some contraband in here, or we can plan to smuggle you out or help you escape. Okay, then what? Would you be okay being considered an accessory to that? What the sign is actually stating is, if you have the permission of the superintendent, you can record in there. And as long as your recording does not violate the safety concerns and still falls under the Right to Monitor Act, you would be allowed to do so. But they are not going to allow you just to walk in off the street and do this. The Right to Monitor Act does not trump the security concerns of the prison. That's what you're failing to understand.
So I'm recording in accordance with that. To the best of my knowledge, that's what that means. Why would it say or? You need permission or.
Mr. Shaw.
Okay, so first of all, to the best of his knowledge, that's what the law means. Well, I was reading it just now while this is going on. It's online, the entire bill. I haven't read the whole thing, obviously. It's pretty long. I think it's 71 pages. But it seems like he thinks that the Right to Monitor Act says any idiot with a camera can do anything he wants at any time. Kind of like they think the First Amendment says. Like, yeah, that's not what the New York Right to Monitor Act is. It looks to me like it has more to do, and I have to dig. I'm saying right off the bat, I got to read further to see exactly what all it says, so I could be wrong. But so far, what I get out of it reading the bill is that it's about like recording police activity and specifically cops taking the recording device that the person has when they're arresting them and turning it off or deleting the recording. And the New York Citizens Right to Monitor Act is specifically saying it's now illegal for the police to in any way augment or affect or do anything to the recording the person is making if they get arrested. And that the people do have in this bill a legal right to record the police or public officials in the course of their duties. So that's what he's laying on. He's like, well, I'm recording you guys in the course of your duties, so I'm allowed to do it. That's his argument, essentially, from what I get from reading what I have of the bill. But again, of course, they're going to always, whoa. It's like, well, then why even have a no filming policy at all if the Citizens Right to Record Act totally nullifies the entire thing? I don't know. It's just, like I said, I got to read the rest of the bill. But so far, it seems like it's more about specifically police, like during an arrest, or how you, like what they can or can't do, what the police can or can't do to stop you from recording them in the action, in the course of their duties, doing something. You know, somebody who's in the National Guard who's stationed at this place, who's, you know, sitting on his coffee break, isn't in the course of his duties, you know, or it's not you getting arrested. I don't know. It's, like I said, I got to read the whole bill, but it's because Long Island Audit is annoying, okay? He's just annoying. And hearing him talk, it's just like, shut up, you idiot. Just, they ask you to leave. End of story. $10 for Brian Showman. Mark David Chapman disagrees. He wants to voice his opinion on Beatles albums, but he maybe enjoy every day of his incarceration. Yes, hopefully he will stay. Well, no, he's going to stay locked up. Hopefully he won't enjoy it. Anyway, here's your happy day. All right. Thank you so much. Too much talking. They should have just kicked him out and locked him up, right? David G, 1962. What is your major malfunction, numbnut? The New York Right to Monitor Act doesn't give you the authority to trespass. Yes. That's the point. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, David, for saying it that way. It's like, yes. It's talking about you actually, like legally, they passed this bill to explain specifically what your rights are as far as recording public officials in the course of their duties. It doesn't say if you're doing so, it also allows you to trespass. And that's always the thing, right? When they get trespassed all the time, whenever these guys get trespassed from anywhere, it's always like, but I'm engaged in a First Amendment protected activity. And if I'm engaged in a First Amendment protected activity, that means I'm allowed to break the law because I'm also engaged in a First Amendment protected activity. Same thing here. Only he's saying because of the New York Right to Record Act or whatever, the Citizens Monitoring Act. Instead of the First Amendment, he just swapped that out and put the Citizens Monitoring Act. Well, that says that as long as I'm recording, I could go anywhere and do anything because I'm recording and my recording is protected. So I can do whatever I want otherwise, as long as I'm recording while I'm doing it. That's ultimately what it comes down to. It's like, no, that's not the way the law works. It doesn't say if someone's recording, then they can do anything and trespass and break all kinds of laws, and it's okay because they're recording while doing it. Shut up. It'll be an interesting court case, yeah. It's Hesplaining. Run! LIA thinks he's Batman now, but he's actually bat poop crazy. Butter is like making a mountain out of a molehill. Absolutely. Well, that's it. That's 90% of the beef with these guys. is that like they're working on these stories that they create. Like if he didn't walk in there and go through all this nonsense, they wouldn't be asking him to leave in the first place. Like, you're like, oh, sir, you know. And like I always say, and I'm going to keep harping on this because to me, this is the best way to do what they claim to be doing. And he started the video with it. Look, they're recording us, but they get upset when we record them. And then he would say, well, it's the same thing because I could just FOIA that footage. That would be better. If you really actually want to get a real, not a fake because the whole narrative was built by the frauditor, but you want to actually get real life, real time, what these people do and how they treat the public and all of that, hold them accountable for their actions. Do FOIA that footage so that you can actually see what their actual actions actually are. Not their reaction to a butterbrain douche canoe, but the way they act when they're in the course of their duties. The way they act when they actually are dealing with a legitimate member of the public. I'm a member of the public. No, you're not getting their reaction to just a member of the public. You're getting their reaction to you. Intentionally trying to get a reaction. That's not journalism. That's not neutral. You're intentionally going there to get them to freak out so you can film them freaking out and say, see, they freak out. FOIA the security footage. Do it. And then see how they act. Oh, they're nice and polite and they do their job. This stuff is boring. Why am I wasting my time watching this? Exactly. Because they're not doing anything. There's nothing for you to hold them accountable for. And if you actually do find something, good, then I'd support that. If you actually did expose actual corruption, great. I'd be behind you 100%. But your definition of corruption is they talked to you. They said words. Bonus joke. A frauditor just finished writing a book on professional boxers. He couldn't save himself several ambulance trips if he just He could have saved himself several ambulance trips if he had just written it on paper. He wrote it on professional boxing. See what the Dad Joke 3000 has to say in response.
How does a bee brush its hair? It uses a honeycomb.
How does a bee brush his hair with a honeycomb? Liar does the same thing over and over. He walks into a building, he tries to film the employees, he gets kicked out, and then he has a temper tantrum. Rinse, repeat. Yeah. That's exactly right. Still waiting for Long Island Auto Still waiting for Liar's story about the fraudulent OT with the state of Connecticut police. Yes! Well, his story was that he put the billboard in front of the guy's house and then trespassed on his property and got chased off. Yeah. That's the story. What's up, Highway Star? Anyway, let's see more of this stupidity in action.
Wouldn't it say like you need permission and or something like that? Well, why don't we just get the law enforcement officers to figure it out? If the law enforcement officers tell me, Sergeant, if they tell me that I'm breaking the law, then I will leave.
Sergeant, she came and talked.
She's not a law enforcement. I mean, she's
of correction.
Right, but she's not a cop. I mean, I have to respect the law, sir. That's what I need to respect. I respect the law.
At this point, what do you actually want?
I want to speak to an actual law enforcement officer so they can explain to you guys the law. She hasn't even looked at it. She hasn't even looked at it. So there's some behind you, sir.
Sean is failing to grasp the fact that she is a sergeant of corrections at that facility, and she does have the authority to trespass him and remove him from the property. Now, if she has to have law enforcement do it, then that's what she will do. And seeing as Sean is so desperate to talk to law enforcement, why don't we actually jump ahead to when law enforcement actually does show up and speak to Sean?
The law enforcement officers have arrived, New York State Police. How you doing, sir?
How's it going?
Good.
You want to talk over there?
Oh no, that's fine. No full transparency with them. They have no issue. We actually been getting along for the most part.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah.
Where did
So
you from the Instagram?
I'm on Instagram,
You're on
TikTok,
Instagram,
YouTube, yeah, all that
Alright,
stuff.
now I
Yeah.
recognize the voice.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so what's going on today?
No, nothing. They're saying that I don't have the right to record here where I'm at, and then my only thing is that there is a New Yorker's Right to Monitor Act, and it's actually, if you want to take a look at this really quick, it's actually in their sign, and I guess they didn't know, and that's why they called you to get like a law enforcement's opinion. It says taking photographs on the facility is prohibited, except with prior permission from the superintendent, or in accordance with the New Yorker's Right to Monitor Act. So that's what since I've got here, that's what I said that I am engaging in under the Right to Monitor Act.
What are you exactly trying to record though? I'm
Just the security officers in the course of their duty.
Okay.
Whether that's the tower over here, them right now.
Okay. We're gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be here all night. No, I'm not gonna be here all night. I just don't want to be. I don't want my right to be violated though. That's my only thing.
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
want to be here till it's like dark.
But nobody's violating your rights, Sean. That's the key issue here. You're saying that they're trying to violate your rights by not allowing you to record in there, but you're forgetting under the forum doctrine, as long as a viewpoint neutral stance, that the limited or non-public forums can actually place time, place, and manner restrictions. And seeing as this is a viewpoint neutral stance for the prison under the concerns of safety to prevent inmates from trying to escape, trying to smuggle in contraband, or trying to get out messages to cause harm to people, they have a right to stop you from recording and request you to stop. And seeing as you're refusing to obey their rules and you're trying to misquote this whole thing with the Right to Monitor Act, they can actually tell you to stop. They can actually trespass you, and you can actually be arrested. It's not your interpretation. It's what the rules are for the facility.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll talk to them, see what we can do. All right.
Yeah, just because I mean, it says permission.
Yeah.
Or. Right, so that means it's either one. At least that's how I read it. I don't know. So I guess you can get their view on it.
How'd you get here?
I parachuted in.
Parachuted?
I'm just kidding.
That's right. Drone too or something?
Yeah, I parachuted in. No, I drove here.
Okay.
I drove here.
Okay.
Right. And I would gladly leave if you tell me to.
Yeah, you know what? Just to be honest with you,
Yep.
just to save the headache from everyone. All right, just come back another day or something. All right. I'm not trying to make this more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, but if you give me a lawful or unlawful, I guess that would be on the discretion of the court. If you give me an order to leave, I will comply with the order, and then I could sue under that New Yorker's Right to Monitor Act, and then we can determine it from there. That's fine.
I mean, you don't want to be here all day.
I don't.
Realistically, I have other things to do.
I know you do, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but we kind of have to solve it because there's, I would talk to the sergeant. Talk to the sergeant. See
Well,
what
that's
she
what I'm
says.
saying. If you want, so we can all be on the same page and not cause a headache for anyone else or for you and me having to waste your time for me to talk to you or whatever. Figure it out another day.
All right, so I don't know where this is going, but first of all, we got $5 for Brian Showman. I never thought I'd agree with Yoko Ono, but yes, keep Chapman locked up. Absolutely. Here's your happy dance. All right, thank you. Tiny's in the house. News Now Enemy, what's up? So I read, while this is video is playing, I read the law some more. This is specifically what it says. This isn't like AI slop. Like, I'm on the NewYork.gov. I'm looking at the bill that he's referring to. And it specifically says recording certain activities, recording officer means any peace officer, police officer, security officer, security guard, or similar official who is engaged in law enforcement activity. So that's what the law he's talking about does. It's like they're engaged in law enforcement activity. The Right to Monitor Act allows him to record that. So the way that would apply in this building that doesn't allow recording, but on the sign has, unless it has to do with that, would be like if somebody in the building was being disorderly and started to get arrested, and other people in the building pulled out their cameras and filmed the arrest. They have the right to record now under this bill law enforcement activity. A bunch of people just in the building sitting behind the desk doing their job, they're not engaged in law enforcement activity at that point. So the Right to Monitor Act only applies to filming people that are in the act of law enforcement activity, at least according to Section 79P, Section 1, 79P. Law enforcement activity means any activity by an officer under color of law. The right to record law enforcement related activities, a person not under arrest or in custody of law enforcement, any person not under arrest or under custody of law enforcement, and to maintain custody and control of the recording and the property of the, so the cops can't snatch the camera out of their hands for filming them arresting somebody. I don't know. It just, this whole thing seems like he's completely just misinterpreting it, or not even, just he knows what it is and is just using it as an excuse. Same thing like that, like NCR keeps saying, like the way they use Poster 7. They know people are vaguely aware that it's a thing, so they just say, oh, it says this. And, oh, okay, you're supposed to just believe them because they're a YouTuber. They got to know what they're talking about. It's the new Poster 7. Exactly. Anyway, here we go.
How's that sound?
Figure out another day.
Yeah, like to come back or whatever.
I mean, but why can't we figure it out?
Realistically, you don't want me talking to you. You don't really want to talk to these guys either. Like, let's be honest.
I mean, I want to engage in the Right to Monitor Act, the statute, the civil statute that gives me the right to record.
Okay.
Like it says literally right there. So that's what I want to do. And if, you know, we can agree that I have that right, or we can, you know, whatever you want to do, or tell me to leave, and then I can just, you know, do that, and I can leave, and I can, you know, see what court can decide. But they're saying that I don't, or they don't know, right? What's your position?
There it is. Sean's main goal is to try to intimidate them with lawsuits. You know, he's saying this twice now that, you know, if you give me an order to leave and I feel it's unlawful, I'm just going to file a lawsuit and we'll see what the judge says. You know, what's next? You're going to attach yourself to his pension. You're going to take away his qualified immunity. What other frauditor nonsense are you going to try to spout here? Because you're not recording under the Right to Monitor Act, and you're not understanding what the sign actually says. Now, if you would understand the forum doctrine for a prison, you would understand that you don't have a right to record here. Your First Amendment rights can be silenced here due to the fact that it's a viewpoint neutral stance to protect the security and the safety of not only the staff, but the inmates, and the prevention of an escape or contraband being introduced into the prison. And if you don't like that, then leave. Go somewhere else and commit your frauditing. Then again, you're so wrapped up in so many lawsuits and you're complaining that you're not making enough money, even though you have 2 channels that have over 100,000 subscribers that have more than enough means to make money. You're still crying about that, aren't you?
That you want state property.
Right.
Claiming you could be caught on public property. I said, that's not a problem. I said, all I'm asking you is to go across the street. That's public property. This is state property.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying to you.
Like fence.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying to you.
Yeah, but it's not enclosed. The criminal trespass statute is enclosed in a manner designed to exclude intruders.
I mean,
People v. Moore is the one that explained that, the trespassing statute. But I mean, again, I'm not trying to make it a big deal, but it is my right, and that's my whole point of this. It's not really for me to be here all night and record. It's for me to exercise my rights. And they mentioned the right there. Why, if it didn't matter, if it didn't matter at all, why would they put it in their sign? You need permission to record, or in accordance with the New Yorkers' Right to Monitor Act. So I don't know why they would do that, but it seems like that would be important. pretty well versed. I have a case that's in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals right now, in the highest court, and then also in Reyes v. City of New York.
10 minutes later.
All right, so I already asked you to leave. The already state police is called. So I'm just going to let you know the following, okay? Videotaping and photography of dock facility property without the consent of the superintendent or commissioner is prohibited by dock policy. All members of the public who are visiting incarcerated individuals are permitted to enter this lot and park their vehicles. This property is owned by the department.
We've heard this so many times, haven't we?
It is considered part of correctional facility and falls under the authority and instruction of the commissioner.
You don't have to read. You don't have to read the whole
Section
thing.
112, you know, the 112 section.
Yeah.
He is
Promulgated.
empowered to access.
Promulgate, right? That's the word. It's gonna come.
Promulgate, yeah.
Promulgate. There you go. I told you. I know this already. It's fine.
If you've heard it so many times that you've memorized it, then you should already know that you don't actually have a right to record here, even under the Right to Monitor Act. So you're doing this as an effort to waste resources from the state police. You're taking time away from the COs from actually doing their jobs. And you've just now admitted that you knew going in that this was going to happen and that you were going to be trespassed. So you've wasted everyone's time for what purpose, really, other than to be trespassed and then try to threaten a frivolous lawsuit?
We could skip to where you tell me to leave. He tells me he's going to arrest me if I don't leave, and then I'll leave, and then we go to court. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. We don't have to read all that. It's not required. You just got to tell me. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I forgot where I left off.
Promulgate.
No, the law section 112, he is empowered to assist the superintendent, management, and control the Department of Correctional Facility, and for the safety and security reasons, he is promulgated.
There you go.
The restriction against the videotaping and photography of dock facility property by any persons while present on correctional facility parking lot. If you would like to request permission to take photos and videos of the facility, you may contact the superintendent or commissioner. This property, while public owned, is a non-public form of which is non-traditionally recognized or designed as a form for public assembly.
Everybody got that? Good.
And it is thus restricted. You are active. I can't even say the word. Here considered a security risk and trespass.
Activity.
All right. I'll redo my part.
Right. All right. So now his part. Now do your part. Tell me if I'm trespassing. If I don't leave, you'll arrest me.
Yeah, you trespass now since they just read that to you. Right.
So if I don't leave the property, you will arrest me. Interesting. Okay. See you guys in court. Yeah, you too. See you in court. I'll see you in court. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, their own sign over here. Their own sign.
And we're ending it here, folks. As we can see, Sean is doing the walk of shame, still complaining about the sign, even though he's misquoting it like they would do with Poster 7. Because we all know frauditors have to misinterpret what a sign actually means so they can get their way. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, the podcast, and don't forget to sign up for your free 14-day trial with Aura. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I can never thank you enough. You guys rock.
All right. Round of applause for NCR News Network. Hey, look at this. We got $5 from Brian Shulman to the woodshed for tasing you, Voodoo. That was for what you did to my sneakers.
crucify me. I don't like it none too much at all, man. It hurts. Oh, crap.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Long Island Audit needs to read that law himself. What a bonehead. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. For those of you who didn't see it on Saturday, I got a new comic book. I've been reading it. This is great stuff. Godzilla versus Chicago. Look at that. There's the Kinsey Street train going over the bridge. Oh man, there's the Kimball train. Look at that. Like, it's 4 short stories, and each one is written by a different comic book writer from Chicago. Oh, this is great stuff. Right at the very beginning, the first thing you see is a guy who's supposed to be like the son of Svengoolie taking over Mechagodzilla. This is great stuff. Oh my goodness. Getting in a fight with the old big guy. Oh man. Godzilla versus Chicago. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for joining me as always. You know you're the best fans in the world. I don't have to tell you that. Where do I get that book? Yeah. I just ordered mine from Amazon, actually. You can just do a search for Chicago. It's a series called Godzilla versus America. And there's a bunch of different issues in different cities. I think they got like New York, whatever, LA, but this is Chicago. Since I'm from Chicago, that's the one I bought. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. Something else for Chicago to lose. Yeah, the entire city. A battle against Godzilla. That's all right. The Bears are going all the way this year. Don't let us see the book de la Rescue. Oh my goodness. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. You're the best fans in the world, as you know. It's gonna be a hot one today. I'm gonna hopefully enjoy the weather outside. I got new knee pads. They're over there. I'm gonna wear them for the first time today. Hopefully they'll make my knees feel better, because I'm telling you, man, my knees are getting bad. I'm getting old. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. And like I always say, at the end of the day, hip hip hooray. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all spit up.